Oh, guys, the market's so bad. It's so bad. Everything's crashing. Homes are just sitting on the market. And yeah, I'm just kidding. None of that's actually happening. And I want to dive into this really quickly. I want to make this a short video and straight to the point. And I want to talk about why the market isn't crashing as of right now. I don't know what tomorrow is going to hold, but this is what I'm seeing as of today. So I wanted to compare, let's say, the heat of the market, let's say April of this year, because I really feel like that was the crazy frenziest time, and that was probably the end of the frenziness. You know, when you'd put a house up on the market, you'd do an open house that weekend, and the cars would just be lined up down the street of people waiting to get in. I've seen a steady slowdown of almost every week since I would say about the second week of April, that every week when I put a listing up, we were getting just a little bit less traffic and the homes were taking a little bit longer to sell, but the prices were still going up. So let's take a look at this. So back in April of this year in Fort Worth, and for the sake of this video, I'm going to back up and explain what I'm doing here. So I'm looking at Fort Worth and Keller, and the reason why I'm doing that is in Fort Worth, I figure if you're familiar with Texas, you know what Fort Worth is, and if you live in the general area, you know what Keller is. And Fort Worth is a really big city with a lot of transactions. Keller is a little bit smaller city with a lot smaller number of transactions. So if I look in April, the median list price was $360,000 in Fort Worth, and the median sold price was $380,000. Now, if I fast forward to July of this year, and it's July 28th as of today when I'm making this video, the median list price in Fort Worth was $375,000, and the median sold price was $383,250. So you can see the price has still gone up a little bit more. Now, I was curious, was that just maybe a funky month? Was something off? So I went and I looked at March, April, May, June, and July, and that's what we have right here. So you can see overall, the values did continue to go up a little bit, and now we're just seeing a slowdown, a bit of a plateau effect. And I think that's what we're going to see for a little while. I don't think we're going to see values go backwards. Now let's move over and take a look at Keller. So in April, the median list price in Keller was $572,000, and the median sold price was $617,500. Fast forward to today, the median list price is $749,900, and the median sold price is $759,000. And as I did with Fort Worth, just out of curiosity, I looked and saw what those months were selling for, just see if I can see a trend there, and kind of a similar situation, but you can kind of see it's a little high, a little bit lower, a little higher, a little bit lower, and then a little bit higher. But overall, it is continuing to go up, and that's what I've seen across all the cities in North Texas. I'm not going to take the time to do every single one, but I did look at the numbers, and I'm telling you, it doesn't matter if it's Southlake, Westlake, Trophy Club, Argyle, Hazlitt, HEB, Grapevine, Colleyville, Irving. I'm seeing the same trend across all in North Texas. So overall, home values are not decreasing. It's just that frenzy craziness of putting a house up on a Thursday and having multiple offers by Sunday has essentially slowed down. You're still seeing it on some properties, but we're not seeing on every single home. Now, another thing I did, and this will wrap the video up here, when I searched these properties, I did 3 to 5 bedrooms, 2 to 4 bath, 2 to 5 car garage, and I also wanted to look at the absorption rate for Tarrant County. Now, the reason why I picked Tarrant County is I just didn't want to do a whole bunch of math, and I would have had to do a whole bunch of math if I looked at Tarrant County, Denton County, and Dallas County, Wise County, pretty much all the counties that I sell in. So I just picked Tarrant County because it's right in the middle. And as of right now, we are right at about 2 months supply of inventory for Tarrant County, which is kind of interesting because the beginning of the year we were sitting at right at about 1 month. Depending on when I looked, it was a little bit below 1 month. Sometimes it was a little bit above 1 month. But right now we're at 2 months supply. And if you don't know what 2 months supply of inventory means, that means we're still in a seller's market. And that means that home values are not going to decrease as of right now. Now, I think I mentioned earlier in the video, I don't know exactly what's going to happen tomorrow because the feds can't figure out what they're going to do. And I just recently heard that they're going to hike it up another 75 basis points. So that might really just throw a whole bunch of stuff in the system that's going to, things that could happen that we can't predict. It's kind of like if you go to a mechanic and you tell the mechanic, hey, there's a funny noise coming from my transmission. The mechanic looks at the transmission and said, you probably get another 2 years out of that if you take it easy. And then all of a sudden, some guy jumps out of the bushes with a sledgehammer and starts beating the hell out of your transmission. Well, it's going to drastically change the outcome of how long that transmission is going to last. And that's kind of what we're seeing with the Feds and the interest rates. But I do have a funny prediction or inclination or kind of whatever you want to call it. But I have a funny feeling that I would say April or October, November time, the interest rates are going to continue to go to a point where we're going to see that flatline effect and the market's going to completely stall. And the Feds is going to come out and they're going to say, holy crap, we went a little bit too fast, too hard. They're going to bring the interest rates down just a tiny amount to kind of stimulate those buyers so those properties will start moving again. That's kind of a hunch. I don't know if that last part will happen. But for everything else, I'm 100% sure that the market is not going backwards. Slowing down, it's not going backwards. Price reductions are happening because sellers are listing their homes for too much, but overall, the values are not going backwards just yet. But that's the end of the video, folks. I hope you enjoyed. Hope it was helpful. And until next time, have a great day.